I'll be giving you a copy naman of these slides so you can see that. Okay, for the face, so we've talked about the cervical spine. For the face, you can have isolated fractures involving the zygomatic arch, involving any of the parts of the face. However, when these fractures are when you have multiple fractures and these fractures are taken into all these fractures are taken into consideration, what we're worried about are what we call the left-foot fractures. So left-foot fractures are best seen under CT scan, and when you look at them under CT scan, you can differentiate them by what they do to the face. A left-foot fracture is the simplest. So it just crosses across the nasal septum, maxillary sinus, all the walls of the maxillary sinus, and the pterygoid plates. So what happens is your hard palate and the alveolar ridge become separated from the rest of the face. So that's called a floating palate. And then with the left-foot fracture, it will involve the nasal bone and septum, and it's going to cross like that. And later on, as you go posteriorly, it's also going to involve the other bones as involved in left-foot 1. But because of the configuration, it's going to be a floating maxilla already. And then the last one, the left-foot 3, it's practically the fracture lines practically separate the rest of the face from the cranium. So these are best appreciated in CT scan, and you will see multiple fractures along those planes. Personally, I won't really give this example with regards to which individual bones are involved. Pero these can come out sa medical words with regards to which is floating palate, floating maxilla, and floating face. But one thing that is always involved in all of these fractures is you always have involvement of the nasal septum, you always have involvement of all the walls of the maxillary sinuses, and you also have involvement of the pterygoid plates of the sphenoid. So those are the bones which are always involved. And then the higher the class of the fracture, the more bones become involved. Okay, for the arm, there are also special named types of fractures. I was talking about the Monteglia, Galeazzi, and Essex-Lopresti fractures. So these are the types of fractures. These named fractures are important because aside from a fracture involving, let's say, the ulnar shaft, you will also have associated dislocation in another part. So again, you don't have to memorize this but it's here because it's here as a lesson. And this is here as a lesson because the take-home message here is if you see a fracture, look for dislocation in another part. Of course, this one, you would describe this as a complete transverse fracture of both